You're watching the Fox 9 Morning News.
Good morning. Welcome to Fox 9. I'm Courtney Godfrey, filling in for the lovely Leah Bino today. Thanks for having me, Cody.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Of course, I'm Cody Matz. It is Sunday Fun Day. Welcome to Sunday Fun Day.
I love Sunday Fun Day. I usually don't wake up this early on
fair.
Sundays, but hey, I'm happy to be here.
But it's nice to see the sunrise, kind of, because it's cloudy, so it's a figure of speech, I guess, on the nights.
All right. Thanks so much, Cody. New this morning, 2 people are injured after a shooting in downtown Minneapolis. Police say it happened on the 400 block of Hennepin Avenue just before bar close. Officers responded to the scene, finding a man and a woman with gunshot wounds. Both were transported to Hennepin County Medical Center with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say 28-year-old Travion Jones is in custody after leading officers in a foot chase. He's being booked at the Hennepin County Jail on probable cause, second-degree assault charges relating to the shooting. Saturday marked the first ever Appetite for Change block party at West Broadway and Girard in North Minneapolis.
There were older people, there were younger kids, there was, people in their 60s and 70s down to babies. It was a beautiful thing. It was beautiful.
The party, aimed at promoting positive change in North Minneapolis, ends in gunfire. A woman was shot in the leg just as the block party was wrapping up yesterday. Witnesses say the shooting was a surprise as the event had been peaceful throughout the day.
A little shock, turned around. The crowd started. I was right in the front left of the stage, like if you're facing the stage, and the crowd started to swarm past me, and I just remember pushing a bunch of people onto the ground, and then I went behind the stage, and the cops kind of ran by me. And
organizers say there was security at the event, and they commended police for their quick response. The woman was taken to Hennepin County Medical Center and is expected to make a full recovery. Now, police did locate a handgun nearby, although it's unclear whether it's the same one used in the shooting. They have not made any arrests. Police have arrested 2 men in St. Paul after finding a pipe bomb in a car. The response shutting down an entire neighborhood near Maryland Avenue and Lane Place. The bomb isn't all they found. Fox 9's Christina Palladino has the story. The Minnesota United clears the final obstacle in building its new home. The Pioneer Press says United owner Bill McGuire has bought out the Rainbow Food Store at Midway Shopping Center. That will allow the team to demolish the supermarket and make room for the north edge of Allianz Field. Excavation on the site near I-94 in Snelling started last month. The nearly 20,000-seat stadium is set to open in 2019. More road construction starts this week in Minneapolis. Starting tomorrow, crews will be working on the Franklin Avenue Bridge over 35W. That span will eventually close, as will the Portland Avenue Bridge. It's all part of MnDOT's 35W reconstruction project from 43rd Street to downtown Minneapolis. The new 35W will include ramps directly connecting Lake Street and a new transit hub in the center of the interstate. The project is scheduled to last 4 years. Most of the heavy construction along 35W itself begins next spring. MnDOT is already warning it will cause major traffic delays. Something that could also back up the roads is back-to-school traffic. According to Google Maps, backups during morning rush hour increased by 21% nationally once school is back in session. For some cities, such as Los Angeles, it goes up by 44% during the school year. So be sure to give yourself some extra time once school begins. A lot of people are looking forward to the start of the state fair next week, but another fun event is kicking off this weekend, the 47th annual Minnesota Renaissance Festival. Todd Walker takes us there for opening weekend, giving us a preview of what life was like in 16th century England.
All right, guys, I'm going to send it back to you once again. Opening weekend, and we're going to be here all morning long. Back to you.
Wow, Todd Walker has never looked better. Cody, Cody, you need one of those outfits. I could see you out on Saturday night at the bar.
You know, I will take them up on that, but I'm just too tall for those Renaissance outfits because they were much shorter back then. So
no, they have a big and tall for Renaissance.
Nope, they don't. Shoot, I can't get in those. Sorry. Bust right through the top of those.
Oh, man. Thanks so much, Cody. Lots of people watching the forecast ahead of that solar eclipse. Coming up on Fox 9 Morning News, with the total eclipse just 1 day away, Americans will be looking up. We have a few DIY tips to make sure you're keeping those eyes safe. Plus, another player inducted into the Twins Hall of Fame, Michael Kadire becoming the 29th member. What do you have to say about the honor? Fox 9 Morning News. We'll be right back.
Sports, I'm Dawn Mitchell. Have a great day, everybody.
All right. Thanks so much, Don and Cody. Lots of people looking at this forecast wondering if they are going to be able to see the solar eclipse.
It's kind of dicey, and some folks, I've been looking at some of the discussions by the National Weather Service. Not only
As people across the country get ready for tomorrow's eclipse, this guy, safety glasses are in short supply. You've got some.
Yeah, I've spent about $20 on these, but they're going for about $200 now. Fox's Drew Engelbart has a look at some of the ways you can do it. You can look at the sun safely or look at the eclipse safely with just a little do-it-yourself work.
All right, the countdown is on for the solar eclipse. We'll be watching. And we're back with this morning's news headlines after the break. Here's a look at top stories at this hour. Iraq's prime minister says an operation to retake the city of Tal Afar from the Islamic State is underway. The prime minister says ISIS fighters will have to surrender or die. The city is about 90 miles east of the Syrian border. It was once part of a key supply route for the Islamic State. Last month, Iraqi forces declared victory against extremist forces in the city of Mosul. Spanish police have put up roadblocks across the northeast part of the country as the manhunt for the suspected driver of a van that plowed into pedestrians in Barcelona continues. They also say they have linked 3 rental vans to the suspect responsible for the attack. He's been identified as a 22-year-old man from Morocco. Another attack took place in the resort of Cambrils, killing 1 and wounding 5. Authorities say an Islamic extremist cell is responsible for the attacks. A California man named Jared Tucker was one of those killed in Barcelona. A second officer is now dead after a deadly shooting in Central Florida. The shooting happened late Friday night, just south of Orlando. The officers were checking on suspected drug activity when a person opened fire. Officer Matthew Baxter died later that night. Sergeant Sam Howard died Saturday afternoon from serious injuries. The suspect, identified as 45-year-old Everett Miller, was arrested for first-degree murder. Other charges are pending. Comedian, actor, and civil rights activist Dick Gregory has died. Gregory broke racial barriers back in the 60s with his use of comedy to break racial barriers. Gregory's family says he died late Saturday in Washington, D.C., after being hospitalized for a bacterial infection. He was one of the first black comedians to make it on a national stage, run for president, and advocate for healthy eating. Dick Gregory was 84 years old. Demonstrations heating up around the nation this weekend. Tens of thousands marching against bigotry and violence just a week after demonstrations in Charlottesville, Virginia turned deadly. Fox Molly Lyon has the details from Boston.
Fox News.
More fallout from the firing of White House chief strategist Steve Bannon. A number of conservative groups are now worried that without Bannon's populist nationalist views in the White House, the president's campaign promises are in jeopardy. Bannon was viewed by a lot of conservatives as the custodian of campaign promises on issues such as immigration, trade, tax reform, and putting America first when it comes to foreign policy. Bannon says even though he's out of the White House, he isn't giving up on the president's agenda. And now that he's back at the head of Breitbart, he's going to war against anyone who opposes the president's populist national agenda. The first couple is deciding to skip one of Washington's biggest events. President Trump and the First Lady will not attend the Kennedy Center honors. The White House says the Trumps want to allow the honorees to celebrate without any political distraction. The Kennedy Center says it respects the president's decision and the show will go on without him. Past presidents have hosted a White House reception for the honorees. Many of this year's guests said they may skip the awards in protest. This weekend marks opening weekend for the Minnesota Renaissance Festival, and over the years, it's grown to become the biggest festival of its kind in the country, attracting nearly 300,000 visitors each year. Todd Walker takes us to Shakopee with a preview of this year's event.
Come back, we're going to introduce some more of the great fun to be had out here at the Renaissance Festival. Back to you.
Lots of fun being had at the Renaissance Festival, but Cody, a lot of people, all they can think about is this forecast as we have the solar eclipse coming up just tomorrow.
That's all I can think about. It's all I've thought about for a while now. Really
Yeah.
kind of excited. I've been prepping for this for years and years. Not really. At 7:49. Courtney, back to you.
Yeah, Cody, sounds like you might need to leave the Midwest if you want a good view of that solar eclipse.
If you want to be guaranteed that solar eclipse, I'd go to Oregon at this point.
Wow, that's a long drive.
It is a long drive.
Thanks, Cody.
Yeah.
Coming up on the Fox 9 Morning News, are you feeling lucky? If so, the Powerball is still up for grabs and the jackpot is growing. Plus, if you're looking for something to do before the weekend's over, how about a movie? This weekend's movie reviews coming up after the break. NASCAR returns to the big screen in Steven Soderbergh's Lucky Logan. Robert Pattinson trades in his vampire fangs and stars in a dark comic crime drama, Good Time.
Interesting. And an R-rated action comedy, The Hitman's Bodyguard, is hoping to take the top honors at the box office this weekend. Fox's Kevin McCarthy gives us his take on these films in Hollywood.
All right, Cody, you getting sick of talking about the solar eclipse yet?
Nope.
I knew you'd say no. I don't even know why I'd ask.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, I know that you're off to find it. It's not. I don't think it's going to be here.
I'm off to find the path of totality.
I'm off to find the wizard.
No, I'm not. I don't think there's going to be a wizard. I hope there's not going to be a wizard. That would be weird. We will see the eclipse here. It will be about 85% eclipsed in the metro.
Good morning. A beautiful day, a little overcast. A lot of people taking a look at tomorrow's forecast for that solar eclipse. Cody is going to get you all ready for that big event coming up after Check the News. There was no grand prize winner in last night's Powerball drawing, meaning one of the nation's largest lottery jackpots will continue growing.
Yeah, this means the new jackpot will be a whopping $650 million. This would be the third largest jackpot in U.S. history. The odds of winning the giant prize, just shy of getting struck by lightning. 1 in 292 million.
It could happen, Cody.
It could happen. The next drawing is on Wednesday, and I've already bought my tickets.
Have you?
If I'm not here for the fair Thursday, you know what happened. Just
Do you want to
throwing that out
share
there.
with your kind co-anchor here?
There may be some sharing.
A nice gift?
$650 million. I think I could share a few bucks.
Maybe
I'll give you a $5.
a cup of coffee? A $5. Wow. Now I know where I stand with you,
I
Cody.
made myself laugh. I'm sorry. That was rude.
Well,
a little funny, though.
Yeah. And lots of people are buying those glasses. You're ready for the solar eclipse?
Yep. And if I think they still have some on Amazon, but if you want to buy the glasses, I'm all for it, but be prepared to shout a lot of money. You can do it yourself. There's do-it-yourself projects all over the internet. You can find them on our website as well. Hopefully we can keep things clear. Check out your 7-day forecast for tomorrow as well, and then a whole lot of sunshine thereafter.
Sounds good. Thanks. Stay with us. Fox News Sundays coming up.